Hello and happy Monday. It is April, y'all. We are almost halfway through 2016. What in the fuck is happening? I can't even feel time at this point. Anyway, I wanted to talk today about sexual fluidity. What up? Okay. So over the weekend, my boyfriend and I, we record our conversations we have when we get super baked out of our tits and then walk downtown and peruse and see the sights and run into people and all that shit. And it's usually really funny, and he's putting it together, compiling it for a podcast, and we're going to experiment with that. But while we were on our walk this weekend, we were talking a lot about sexual fluidity and how I always had this thought growing up that I wanted to be able to come home and my mom asked me, hey, how's school? How's it going? Have you found anybody you're interested in? And you're like talking it up. You're like, yeah, I met this girl, Sarah. She's so cool, blah. But then maybe in like 2 months, you come home after things are over with Sarah, because they tend to be. But then you come home and your mom's like, hey, what's up? Anybody new? And you're like, oh, yeah, there's this kid, Thomas. You know, I just wanted it to be that simple. Like, we were just able to have a conversation. My mom never asked me if I was dating, period, man or woman. But I also think that had I been out in my teen years through high school, I don't think she would have been comfortable at all asking me if I was dating a guy and how comfortable we were. That's just the style of parenting my mom has. She's not really emotional driven. A lot of feelings on the sleeves, if you will. So we just didn't have a lot of in-depth talk. So I didn't grow up really divulging my feelings with family members. I kept a lot of it internal. I talked to friends, but wasn't out until I went to college. So all of that being said, I was thinking back, like, what would I tell myself now if I could have a conversation with myself back at like 14 years old? And I was just thinking, like, God, just love who you want to tell the people like I do now. I'm constantly telling really gorgeous men, daddies in the checkouts, but also women as well. I'll walk up to somebody on the street and just be like, you're stunning. Like, your face is on point, flawless skin, hair, nails, whatever. Like, something, physical about somebody that you can point out. Why not throw a compliment their way every now and then? But honestly, it would be nice to be able to live in a society where you could do that to men or women and receive that kind, like, oh my god, thank you so much for noticing that about me. But watching a lot of YouTube videos and just kind of seeing, there's this prank going on right now where I forget what it's called, but these guys are riding up an escalator and the guys riding down the escalator have their hands on the moving whatever, and they graze their hands and then just like wink or smile back at them. And I think it's so funny to get that because they're not fucking running down the escalator to run back up to catch you. You're not getting beat up or anything. But the fact that we have to think, would you get beat up because you're the gay guy? Like, that sucks. That's the misogyny that still exists. That's the neo-masculine idea of femininity being so deplorable that we need to condemn it at every corner, right? Like, we can't just say, oh my god, that's so cute. A guy thought I was attractive and he wanted to show that to me. It doesn't mean you're gay. Like, if a guy hits on you, it doesn't make you gay. So the fucking straight men of this country need to, like, wake the fuck up. You're getting hit on. It means you're attractive in some way. Stop taking it like, oh, I gotta beat that faggot's ass to show my masculinity. Like, you look so stupid. And now we're entering a culture where it's like, the women are gonna start to call you out too, brah. Like, it's not just gay guys being like, this masculine energy is just obnoxious at this point, because it's also leaked into the gay world. Now gays self-hate, and it's a fucking fiasco. But luckily, I've always thought of myself as just an outsider in general. I don't fit in groups or cliques or that bullshit. I just observe. I sit on the outside, I observe, I like to watch what people are like, how people interact, what people do with each other, and then I hoard my people. I find the people that I truly, genuinely connect with, and you and I are going to have some combos. We're going to smoke together. We'll probably get naked together, okay? No, honestly, I like people who are all about their truth and loving themselves and admitting that, because that's a motherfucker I'm gonna learn from. You know what I mean? Like I'm tired of surrounding myself with just fucking hatred. Dumb people who love to spew bullshit. And it doesn't, I'm not even talking like, it doesn't have to be about somebody's sexuality. It could be about, I'm fucking tired of racists. I'm tired of ageist. I'm tired of people who pick on other people for their looks or for their intelligence. Because honestly, I'm also finding out that people can be so smart but not intellectual. Intellectual is just saying you're very left-brained, you're very analytical, you're very smart when it comes to being left-brain smart. It's kind of like what people used to say with book smarts versus street smarts. Left side brain, intellect, would be fucking book smarts. That would be book smarts. You're really good at straight to the point answers, here are the facts. And then the right side of the brain, the feminine side of the brain, is creativity and intuition and kind of free flowing energy. So it's like if we just allowed those to marry, how that would correspond with sexuality, and especially in this country that's so hyper masculine. And it's like if we don't bleed red, white, and blue and fucking wear cowboy hats and say yeehaw and scratch our balls and like beat our women, we're not considered masculine, and it's so fucking obnoxious. I want to live in America and have it be a country of true acceptance and love and patriotism, because that's what it's supposed to be. It's not this, oh, if you don't fucking play football and if you don't love the NFL and if you don't call out injustices, you know, that's the stuff that makes a patriot. That's the stuff that makes a true American, is somebody who's going to stand up for everyone. You know, you're not going to have bias over religion or skin color. You're going to truly be un-American, which is truly identifying as a human being. And we all have these sentient rights. And I feel like that's the mentality we got away from. I think we saw a glimpse of it in the 60s. The free love movement, the hippie child, like all that stuff. I think that all to say was, you know, they put a lot of negativity over hippie. Like, they want to be back to nature. Ew, they stink and smell and they grow their hair out. I guess you had to really reach to find cons when it came to hippies, because hippies were all about free love and live your life, and everybody in the world wants that. I don't care what the fuck you say and what you're going to type on this video. You want to be able to live freely. You don't. Right now, you can say you do, you can say, hoorah, America, we're land of the free, but we're not. We have so many restrictions on our freedoms, and sexuality is just one of them, and that's what this video is kind of spotlighting. We live in a country that promotes that boys have to like blue, girls have to like pink. Now we're in a war over transgendered kids can't even use the bathrooms that their minds identify with. It's fucking disgusting that we're letting the absolute stupid of this country, the fucking hillbilly mentality minded people who have the audacity to approach an adult conversation and say, I don't want that woman going in the bathroom with my daughter because she used to have a penis. It's like, okay, welcome to 2016. You're stuck in 1974. Like, not acceptable. Not acceptable to allow people to think that transgendered people are trying to live this life to harm others. This is a life of degradation. This is a life of, if you think you're choosing it, it's a life that people are choosing to get beaten and ridiculed and made fun of their entire life. Nobody would choose that. If they could choose, they'd probably choose just to blend the fuck in. I know that's how I felt as a gay kid in the fucking 90s and millennia. Like, I just wanted to blend. I knew I was gay, I knew I was different, and I love men. I never regretted liking men. I never wanted to wish I liked titties. No, I didn't want to like vagina. I don't want to deal with periods. Okay? Calm down, you can have that mess. I like who I am, and I was always proud of that, but I didn't want to deal with society's stigma of what that made me and what I had to be like, because I love the color pink. And that doesn't make me any less of a man, because I also love the color blue. I love fucking colors. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how stupid these people sound when they argue this shit. Like, your boy can't play with a Barbie, but you're gonna hand him a G.I. Joe, so you'd rather have him disrobe a naked boy doll than a naked girl doll, but you want him to be straight. I'm fucking confused. Like, I don't get people. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to sit and judge everybody else's everythings, but nobody's taking accountability for themselves. So we have all of this self-hatred mocking itself as a hatred towards other, but it's not, because if you started to look inside and realize, oh, fuck, everything I pick out about other people is something I hate about myself, truly, because that's what it is. It's funny to me that we're allowing this mentality to still surface, and not only surface, but to thrive in this modern times. Like, it's so sick. It's so sick that the adults aren't reining it in and be like, haha, that's funny, you cute. Like, it's fun that it was birthed on reality TV, or, we mock it in mainstream media, but there's got to be a point where we start to realize, like, oh shit, we're talking like kids who are dealing with in their mind transitioning to be a transgendered human being into adulthood. We're telling them that they're sick. And these are kids. These are kids just trying to go to elementary, middle, and high school. Like, what are we doing? And the same goes to how we view sexuality. Like, why do we make fun of boys commenting on another man for being cute? Why is that funny? Why is it funny to see the beauty in another human being? Why is it funny now in 2016 when it used to be all chill and cool with fucking Michelangelo when he sculpted David? Why did it all used to be fucking cool and awesome and rock star, and now they make movies about it in Gladiator when they used to fight in coliseums naked, or they used to wrestle naked, or the men used to take boys who were becoming men into the woods and have sex with them? That was a ritual to make a boy a man, and it was to have sex with a man, and yet we don't talk about it. We pretend it doesn't exist, and then we push onto that culture, that Greek and Roman culture, this heteronormative masculine energy. No, sweetie. I have a feeling they were a lot more in tune with their feminine energy than we even fucking can grasp. Like, men were openly having sex with other men back then, and it wasn't funny. It was hot, it was steamy, it was romantic, it was lustful. So we just need to fucking correct our way of thinking, because we're stuck in a really remedial period in time. And it's so sad, because we have all of this information. We could leaps and bounds ahead of informational stances we've taken in the last 10 years. We could be light years. We could be doing things that we didn't think were plausible. But we choose to stay rooted in these abortion talks, in these sexuality talks, in these how can we compartmentalize and how can we label everybody, how can we keep ourselves separate even though we're all one, we're one consciousness, we're human beings. We look at animals and we see how they work together. Look at a pack of wolves, or look at a group of ants. Like, we see how these animals work together. They work as a unit to get something accomplished. That's what human beings are supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be working together to further progress humanity, and we're not doing anything. We're stunting our own growth. We should be exploring space. We should be exploring dimensions. We should be talking about technologies. I mean, there's so many things that are kept black boxed by our own government that we can't talk about them because we don't know them. But then when true forward thinking people bring them up in conversation in social media, it's like the lemons, the sheep that just follow the herd, condemn them. And you put them down for bringing up these ingenious fucking ideas and concepts. It's like, no, how about, even though they're challenging your security and your safety and your way of thinking, maybe we take the time to realize that's an awesome thing. And it's really cool that we have the internet and webcams and social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like all of this shit to connect us almost immediately. Like, it's so cool, and we're not taking advantage of that. We're sitting here and having conversations about shit we used to have in the early to mid 1900s. Like, shut up, America. Why are we being led by old white men with saggy balls? Like, stop it. They don't think progressively. Stop it. Let's start doing something genius. Let's start putting out knowledge and information and love. And let's be a country that other people thrive to participate with, not a country they fear they're going to be at war with. Like, this is ridiculous. Anyway, I don't know if this stayed on subject about sexuality. My boyfriend has made many a comment on how my videos go off topic, but that's how I talk, and that's my life. So engage me in conversation so I can show him, like, people like this. Otherwise, maybe he's right and I need to change it. Anywho, sexuality, fluidity, basically the ability to say you love or are in love with anyone, to experiment sexually with anyone. I myself have never had qualms with getting off to the idea of being with a woman. I have masturbated about women since I was a teenager. I don't think this is embarrassing information. I share it freely because I'm not embarrassed by it. I am very much attracted to men. older men especially, yum, hello daddies. But for real, women are voluptuous and sexy, and I respect their sexuality. I think they're gorgeous. I just don't have the instinct and the urge to mate with them constantly. But sexual fluidity allows me the opportunity to say, you know what? If the bar's the right bar, or if the lighting looks just right, or if I've had just enough weed, I'm just saying, like, if all the participants are willing, it's just, we need to have a different conversation about sex, about sexuality, about who and how and where and why, and will we all love one day. It's crazy. I hate where sex gets stunted, and I want to be having these progressive sex talks because kids need a better role model. They need a better example. Enough with this growing up with little boys and little girls who are in the LGBT community, whether trans or just gay and lesbian. They need to know they're comfortable. They need to know they're safe, and that adults will protect them because they're human beings, not because they're different and they have to choose a side and pick the right label. That's putting crazy stress on kids. Let's stop it. Let's realize we need to let the younger generation know, hey, you know what? Fall in love. Just fall in love. Experience it whenever you can, because love is incredible and it's amazing and it's rare and we need more of it. And it doesn't matter if it's to a boy or a girl, or, if somebody is trans, or I forget what it's called, like pan-gender or like transgender. I don't know. If you don't want labels, don't have labels. If you don't want to be a boy, don't be a boy. If you don't want to be a girl, don't be a girl. Who gives a fuck? Because honestly, the more you take it time and just like walk through a crowded space. This is what I was doing this weekend. Walk through a crowded space, pull yourself out and just observe. Just observe. Don't interact. Just walk through the crowd. How many of these people do you give a fuck how they think of you? Because how do they affect your life directly? It's just, honestly, walk through a crowd. Walk through a crowd of people and look at some people and just say, you never affect me. You will never affect me. In your head, don't say it out loud, you'll look crazy. But just walk by and be like, I'm never going to see you again, likely. But it's not to disassociate with people. This isn't for that. I'm not saying disconnect with people. I'm saying realize that you're in control of people's perception of you. Realize you have that power. Look at my hair. Look at my douchey hair. Can we talk? You guys, it is so sunny today. Okay, this is what my boyfriend's talking about. I get off topic. Okay, anyway, I'm going to end it there. Sexual fluidity. Let's talk about it. Let's discuss it. It's something that I think will be healthy for everybody. Everybody is bisexual. Shout out to my bisex. Bisexuals, you do not get enough representation in media, in movie, in culture, period. I know you're shunned a lot. I know a lot of you are confused. I know it's confusing for a lot of you to explain your situation to the masses. So fuck them. Fuck them. Enjoy you. Have sex with whoever you want. Bisexuals, you are everyone. So until we start convincing everyone, which is mainly in my mind the straight neo-masculine men that need the convincing, because we already have a culture of women who are openly expressing, hey, women are beautiful. They comment on each other all the time. They openly love each other. They embrace. They can be nude. We need that with men. And once we get there, we'll swing back. And once we meet somewhere in the juicy middle, we'll all be able to free love again. What up, holla? Anyway, okay, wrapping up. Have a good Monday. Take care of yourselves this week, and let's continue to have some awesome conversation. Continue it below, okay? Keep comments a-flowing. Take care of yourselves, and peace.